That's just some classy jerk.
His last name is Magic, but they're pronouncing it Magic.
You'll see.
Shut up.
Hey guys, welcome back to... What are you pointing at? Oh, hey guys, welcome back to Really Bad Movies. I know that it does not say it there, but that's because...
it's no longer going to say Battle of the Worst. It'll say Really Bad Movies right here.
Okay, so today we decided...
We decided to torture ourselves.
So we joined in a Battle of the Worst against 3 LGBTQ films.
We are in no way the targeted demographic for these films.
With others, you and me, we will always be with
Each one was a different demographic. Let's be honest here. Each film was a completely different demographic for each person.
It explored the diversity of
The LGBT.
It explored all the diversity of the LGBT stuff. So, and
It was fun.
Which is fun.
It was fun. We had a great time, didn't we, Zach?
Before we completely move on, I want to point out that there's about 5 times of us watching this movie where you guys are like, man, we should have alcohol. And then when we finally get done with them, you guys pull out the motherfucking alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We started with Zach's pick.
Dyke Hard.
When we say the word dyke or tranny, we are not saying them to be derogatory. This is the name of the movie. It is called Dyke Hard. And the next movie is called Ticked Off Trannies with Knives.
But this is what they refer to themselves in the movie.
Is it a thing like the N-word?
Dyke Hard. It's always gonna pop in my head.
It's Dyke Hard was, in a nutshell, a movie about a washed-up band.
It was just at a local youth club, but the right people showed up. Texas was an agent for a major record label, and Dyke Hard got signed.
A washed-up lesbian band.
Sorry, when you said the nutshell, all I saw was when we were talking about the one guy, the Sasquatch pretending to be a squirrel. And he's like, I got this one. All right, moving on. Sorry, we just skipped to the third movie.
They had a hot hit single that had them at the top of the charts for who knows how long.
Called Payback. That's what it was. We never really got to hear that whole song.
Yeah.
Dyke Hard were stars. Everybody listened to Payback, and wherever they went, they were chased by devoted fans. Then began the fights. They had a hard time coming up with new material.
We heard so many songs in this thing, but we never got to really hear Payback. Their number one single.
I think you jinxed it because about 30 minutes in, you're like,
It said it was a musical.
I guess they forgot about that.
And then it's like,
then you regretted it.
Then he came back with a punch in the face. It was like,
Away from fornication, I believed what I was told about hell and all that. But when I was 42, I finally saw the light.
One song. Nude song.
Well, in my cells, some try to cast a spell, but sorry, that won't help.
The movie starts off in the future. the Terminator, like a Terminator future, where
It's funny because the movie forgot until the very end. Oh wait, we have this subplot, guys.
No, everybody's dead.
Step into the portal. I've got a job for you in the past.
I just remember the look on our faces because I pointed out, by the way, and they're like, "Oh, it's done now," and then you're like, "I go, no, it's not. You forgot about this," and then everybody's like, "Oh." But go ahead.
how they created the band and everything. They're like, "Hey guys, I know. Let's
Start a band. I will give it this. When it goes back and you see that there's that one person who is also
Moira.
there with them,
Start a band.
and we're like, you guys forgot all about me. I was like, that's always a funny thing.
They find out about a battle of the bands, and they decide to TV present.
After they've already dispersed their band.
yeah, they're washed up. No one likes them anymore. They put on a horrible show where Riff is being like super like, oh, I'm the best person in this room.
Really?
Yeah, they were gonna be evicted that day, but somebody trashed their thing.
Else. Wednesday. That's tomorrow.
Let's talk about the Winnebago fire.
I love
The miniature, it was cute because they even had a wide of their car, and they're like, oh, by the way, yeah, these are supposed to be people inside the miniature. A Gulfstream, yeah, that's when you Winnebago actually is a motorhome. Are you gonna skip over right before that where it's the park that's the giving
I
sexual
was
park?
hoping so.
The giving sexual park that just so happened that
Where everybody's fucking in the
I
bushes.
forgot about that.
everybody's
Fucking in the bushes.
Without Riff, we're doomed. How can someone just leave like that?
I'm glad Riff quit.
And you're like, what?
Can't you see we've been oppressed?
What?
Come on, now we can finally play the music we like without getting beaten up. With no one to scare away our fans, we might even get laid.
Are they in a park? Are they in the woods?
Parks. Hey guys, it's sex parks.
Yeah, instead of
Come
a dog park, it's a doggy style park. And then they take the road trip. But Riff decides to leave because they have a spat.
Yeah, she leaves the
Prior
band
to
for
this.
some reason.
And she gets picked up by Moira.
Moira.
Oh, don't worry, it's on the house.
Oh yeah, that just reminded me of that one guy when after they got done with their first show, the bartender.
If you think you had it bad, I've slept with every man in this bar. I mean, look at them. Tor is such a bore. Gary, he's too hairy. And Ahmed, he's just a kid. I'm tired of meeting men in bars. I'd like to meet men behind bars.
And now?
He's
Oh,
like-
yeah,
he's
I forgot about
"You
him."
You think you have it bad? I've slept with every guy in here.
And he points it out.
He's
like-
I had sex with every guy in here. And he was like, this guy, and then there's this guy, and then there's this guy. And you're like, what the hell?
And he's like, I don't want to meet men at bars. I want to meet men behind bars. And then that comes full circle.
Like a subplot of him going to a prison, getting hired. Now keep in mind,
At this prison, you have to be well hung.
Prison guard? Yeah, wow. I want that job. Yeah.
yeah.
And he's like, oh, done.
It's like,
I'm
well
circling
hung,
that.
whatever. But keep in mind, when he's finding that, he's in the tub. And then he's like, oh, that's it. And then he's getting out of the tub, and the camera never moves from that spot and then you get full dong on camera, and then he decides to, I need to shake off for a second, and you know, brah, 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 before he gets out, and you're like, oh no, this is where we've gone. This is the beginning of the movie, people. Oh no, this is where we've gone. But then in a cartoon, we see their tire pop, and we never see that cartoon again.
No, I wish they
Ever
did
again.
more of that. That was a lot of fun.
But they're in the haunted house. They're like they're calling it an abandoned house or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, I guess we can stay here. So we're like, no.
And then Ghostbusters happens.
The Ghostbusters happens. Unfortunately.
Who's going into that one? A very long
A very long
sex scene.
With a very obviously
At first,
senior citizen, but as they're closing the door, it's like, thank you.
Yeah, she got off. I
Yeah.
mean, of course. Don't you always say thank you? It's like you doing yourself in your bathroom. You're like, thank you. You walk away.
Then they get down to the very main area. Sit on a couch like this.
Yeah, it did
make an entire salt circle out of about that much salt, and ends up getting the salt all the way around. And then the ghost can't get to them, and then ghost says, "F it, I'm going to sing you a song."
And you get a full frontal.
You get full frontal, and she has.
What do you think about my twins?
Just stay in circle.
My name is Morgana. I'm wet as a lake.
An orange bush, an orange hair.
She had a trail of tears.
Whose guitar is this? Please refrain from exploring unidentified objects.
We didn't even talk about how badly dubbed this movie is.
Oh yeah, I forgot how badly dubbed it was.
It's not other characters than the person who's actually the actor, because the later you hear them actually speaking, all it is because they didn't get good audio through the entire motherfucking movie.
Move it. Now move it. Come on the trailer. Let's go.
I'm not talking about the prison. You guys go.
Right.
The prison. What was?
But
By the way, you see everything. They're not hiding anything in this movie.
Safe sex.
start
Making out, and then they run off and fuck each other, graphically.
And then all the inmates collectively hump the wall.
Ugh. Until it busts. Yep.
And that's how the elephant got its long nose, and the leopard its dots.
Oh, they went to
Moira.
Grandma's house. And then they sing about Grandma's house and how awesome it is.
Granny's house. Things will be alright in Granny's house. Ah, ooh, ah, Granny's house. Everything is fine in Granny's house.
Shows up and goes, by the way, everybody, I fixed up the Dyke Mobile.
When did they jump on the back of the motorcycles with the chicks?
That was on the way to Grandma's, right?
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, because that was very inexplicable.
Was this longer than what I thought it was?
Yes.
Than what I remember?
Yep.
To learn from each other and to open our minds. And if we can find it in our hearts to share this space together, we will witness something entirely new that will change our lives forever.
Story. Graphic weird scene, story. Graphic weird scene, story.
The organizers have decided to work together.
Were they people dressed up as poodles
Yeah, they were
in our
poodles.
band?
Poodles.
Survival of the fittest. I eat Superman for breakfast. I crush the weak under my heel. I show no mercy.
She has a new band. They're all poodles. They played a horrible song.
She could be as mighty as me. I'm number one. Yeah. I'm the best one around. Yeah, I'm your number one. Yeah. I'm the queen of this town. The queen of this town.
Yep. Much like what they played in the first of the movie. She gets booed off stage.
And then right before the other people are about to come on,
Moira attacks them with ninjas.
Ninjas! Ninja challenge.
We forgot the training montage of how to fight.
I didn't forget it. I overlooked it on purpose. I didn't want to talk about it. And roller derby.
And then they get attacked by roller derby. The other half of them. And then they get attacked by Moira. And they tell Moira... They finally realize who Moira was.
Wow! Sitting in the corner feeling blue.
Moira! Moira! It is you!
Oh, you suddenly remember my name now?
She was a part of the band.
She wrote
Payback!
She wrote Payback.
Show you the love and respect that you've always deserved.
Oh, Moira.
It's like,
They kept saying they were going to play Payback
friends.
for the song.
Right.
They finally played the song after an hour and a half.
And it was all about friendship.
Yeah.
But that would... It was mediocre. It was good.
Oh,
okay.
it was enjoyable. It was more enjoyable than any other song in that movie,
And then-
which is not saying much.
I'm from the future. I will destroy you.
They were walking and on his ass it said "just married," and he had dangling from his dick the cans.
The next movie that we watched.
We're gonna move on as quick as possible.
Next one was ticked off trannies with knives.
Hey, Trey.
Here's shoes, bitch.
Hey, baby, what's going on?
Better shut those pumps, girl.
And this was your movie, Mike.
Yeah, this was yours.
Pick. This was my pick.
In San Antonio, has a brother, Ignacio.
Mine.
It's $5. $5 what? $5 and you can see. To see your face. That's it. Nothing else. No burger, no fries, no big coffee, no Gucci bag, Prada shoes, nothing. Just your face. Really. It's a good thing you're new.
It begins with.
I'll say that this movie, it started off seeming like it was going to have a serious tone to it,
Yeah.
And like halfway through the movie, they like, maybe not even halfway through.
30 minutes in.
They completely drop that, and it becomes retarded.
You meet the girls.
This first entertainer is blonde. She's beautiful and buxom. She's Tipper some more.
So, in a nutshell, it said by chapters, right? And they tried to do the whole grindhouse, hey look, we have lost footage feel, and every now and then it would blip. Stuff like that. Bubbles, Pinky.
Rachel.
There's a Rachel?
I think Rachel was.
They all had.
I think Rachel's the one that you said that you were like, I kind of like her.
No. Oh, was she Rachel? What the hell? What was her name? The blonde one. Wait. I liked her in moments. Like every now and then, she said something funny that was witty.
All I could. The rest of them, blonde, Hispanic, and big nose is all I know the other ones for.
All it was is, hey, look, these girls, trannies, are burlesque dancers or just dancers, exotic dancers.
No, they're like, what they said was, I think they're like cross-dressing dancers because they pose to be women, because they're always constantly saying, okay, make sure you've taped things in certain areas. Right. And they kept talking about what your job is, lip syncing to other songs.
Right.
That's a lot of things that they do in like those cross-dressing drag shows and stuff.
So that's what they do for money.
You know, first he created the earth, the moon, the light, all that good stuff, and then creates man. And he calls him Adam. Then, knowing that man's gonna be too preoccupied playing with his dingling by himself,
Did you give her coke again?
Really, bitch? Let me tell you about God, because honey, you two are never gonna meet him, and so let me introduce you, because I plan on seeing him one day, all right? So he creates Adam, and then decides that he needs a woman to entertain Adam. So he takes the rib from Adam, and he creates woman, and he calls her Eve. But you know, Eve ain't gonna be the little missus at home because she heard about the Lilith lesbian biatch that, you know, didn't want to do with all that. And so she's like, I ain't vacuuming your house, I ain't gonna mop your floors and take care of your children. But God said, no, y'all gotta be the foundation for all mankind. And she said, no, ma'am. And so God went, okay, well, we'll create someone that will be the vision, the intellect, the leadership, the inspiration for all mankind. And so he took a ring from the backbone of Adam and a muscle from the heart of Eve, and he created a third creature. And he called that creature Ava.
Wow. Okay, that was.
And then
the one came in and she's like pulling out all of her ones.
She's like, I made a shit ton. What did we do this in front of 400 people? 300 people? And she's like, no, 400. And she has like $10 worth of ones. And whoa! She spends $10 later.
So they all go to the bar afterwards, and they all just talk. It's just
so keep it just before
chatting.
This. 16 minutes go by before they get out of the back end of the.
All they do is chat and chat. It's just gossip, gossip, talking about boys, talking
you would
about
expect
relationships.
now if this was like written like by Quentin Tarantino, it would be interesting. It would be good. But this was not written by Quentin Tarantino, and these girls just said whatever the hell they wanted to, and I'm pretty sure 90% of it was not written down. But so it was like just ad lib.
Ultimately,
and it didn't work.
Ultimately, they two of them find dates that they want to go to this one location and meet and screw. They talk Bubbles into taking them, which so happens to when they get there that Bubbles, the guy who beat her up because he found out she was a tranny.
You totally overlooked the bar sequence.
Yes. The bad guys start murdering. They murder the two girls, try to murder Bubbles. Bubbles calls the other one, and then they murder them too. And then they murder Bubbles. Twist, they don't all die.
Pink, who was stabbed in the neck.
Who was stabbed multiple times, but worse, in the neck, and then died on the floor.
Yep.
And
goes
then
right
and then
here in the jugular
then
too.
Blonde.
We start the new chapter. We're following Pink's feet.
Hey, babe. Where are you? I just got here.
They're fine.
Big Nose is dead. And Hispanic lady's dead.
Yeah, and then Bubbles, they constantly talk about Bubbles being the worst of them because she was hit in the head but she was in a coma. Nobody has any wounds, no scars, no nothing, and they brushed it off, and now it becomes this uber comedy.
I'm Nurse Lingus, but you can call me Connie.
What kind of place is this?
Well, how are y'all feeling today, huh? You feeling okay? You're not so good today? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you drink all your juice? Wonderful. Just wonderful. I take it you all her ride home?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's just great. Just great.
She can't speak. Where did her voice go?
Right, the nurse. I think the first major hint of it being a comedy we get is the nurse walking down.
And you instantly think, okay, so this has to be like a dream world, that maybe she's dead and it's just like your own heaven kind of thing. It like you think that there's something going on, that because it's completely night and day from first half to second half.
Right.
No, it's not.
Even their
It's
boss
not anything different.
Even their boss calls and is just being all joking fun, and takes them on a trip to a hayride to a place out in the middle of nowhere, where he's teaching them as a sensei does to a pupil.
And it's
karate.
Not, they literally pulled a Mr. Miyagi.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not even like where you go, okay, so the fish out of water kind of a thing, because the girls dressed up, their faces like they knew they were going to this Asian whatever.
Right. So almost like it is a dream. None of this is real. It's all fake. What she's in the coma.
And then right after this, Kill Bill 2 is style, hey look, I just went through this training. Right after that, instantly
It's kind of rude, don't you think? Not even a hello.
Been roofied.
But
I know that.
Either way,
I've never been raped, but I've been roofied.
The fact is, his posse though has no point of why they're doing anything.
Nacho and
Libre.
Like bait at her house, getting undressed. Oh, she takes a shower, then she walks through her house. Then what happens? They're there. They captured her. They're like, yeah, we're gonna torture you for the next 30 motherfucking minutes. We're gonna talk about what we're gonna do to you.
I hate that. Let me explain to you about what we're gonna do. And you see these cards?
This was the joke.
I'm gonna explain to you what this one does, and then what this one does. By the time I'm telling this one, I forgot about all those. Either way. And then we have this whole long sequence. And then, by the way, I'm untied, kick, unbelievable kick straight up.
What the hell?
Boo, bitch.
Uppercut kick.
It was a fake foot that came up.
And then we get a shot instantly right after that of them
dressed up completely. No. It shows beforehand of how they set it up. Hey, yo, girl. Okay, we're here right outside. Make sure you leave the door open. Okay.
They knew they were being stalked.
And then all of a sudden, they're dressed fully, and it goes through this Batman Forever montage, or no, Batman and Robin montage, where it's like shink, 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 shink,
yeah,
boom, butt shot, whatever, and then
one of my favorite parts of not the movie but watching the movie was when this scene was going on. They're sitting there talking back and forth to each other, and it drones on and on and on. And I can't remember which one of you said it, but you were like, you changed. You completely changed your clothes. Why did you not have this conversation when that was going on?
I was so angry because after they're already fully set up, they're like, "Well, how did you get in the house? I don't know. Well, you didn't do this. Well, how about you do this?" And you're like, "What the wait? You spent hour plus making up your makeup and putting on these clothing and all this stuff. You even have bedazzle on your face." You have these little rhinestones or whatever they call them.
You don't just slap that on.
No. You have to have You know, you were sitting there in the bathroom talking to each other while you're doing that. You had this conversation already.
So now they're.
Then they also took the time to shove like knives and stuff up the guys' assholes. You know that took time. You can't just go. Bloop. You have to get some lube. We saw it all in the first movie. we know what it takes.
But yeah, the guys, we get through all this crap, and the guys wake up, and they basically explain.
Yep.
You put your switchblades up your butt, and the guy with the long hair, he got
your Derringer, small gun.
That wasn't a Derringer. That was his little tiny pistol.
But that
shoots apparently unlimited amount of bullets.
And they're like, and then they explain what their cards do. Then I thought it was kind of funny that he was self-aware, and you're like, I don't remember what his cards do.
No, it wasn't the movie. The one character, Blondie, was always calling out shit in the movie.
And
so
she finally was like saying, "Fuck this, let's just do this." And then let's
just finally kill somebody. And you're
then
like, finally.
I like every time they're like, "Well, I'm gonna start fighting this one." Everybody else disappears in the movie. Like, oh hey, yeah, we have a fight scene. Oops.
You know, where'd
everybody else go?
All right, hey, filming is taking a long time. You guys can go take a nap. We'll be back to you guys in an hour.
So this fight scene was completely unclimactic because we knew that they couldn't die. They died already.
Yeah. Every single one of those people died. So
they were now the Crow.
We didn't care at all what was going on. Because the movie was so slapstick and so comedic, it lost all of it.
Pinky gets stabbed 4 times in the course of her fight. And she even gets stabbed.
Doesn't care.
And didn't care. She walked it off.
At least the switch, she wasn't even bloody.
No,
at least John Wick, when he gets shot or stabbed, he's like, ah, and you're like, oh man, that did some damage. Not, I'm a superhero. Hey, I know kung fu. You know.
And then ultimately, what the two, Nacho and Libre die. And then
they've been dead.
And then the one guy.
That's
back.
the other people. Gotcha.
The one guy gets his. They realize he's gone.
Right.
They realize that
he showed up.
They realize Jesus is gone.
Yeah. Bad guy with long hair.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and he dug his pistol out of his behind.
Yeah.
Booty hole.
And then he fires after they have a little struggle. He fires like 3 times in the air. And then they take that away and shoot him a few times.
They shoot him, they stab him in the mouth.
They stab him twice, and then they
chop him in the head.
Opposite ways, apparently.
And then it just ends.
And then they're like, what makes us any different than them?
They're dead.
And then they're like, nothing, we're all killers. And then that's the end.
Glorious.
We didn't go through a lot of just stupidity.
And then we got excited because then the next movie came on and it opened up so positive.